I was at the 2011 NRA annual meeting, and I heard Wayne LaPierre and Chris Cox talk about the upcoming challenges for the 2012 presidential cycle. And I thought, we need to help. And a big round number popped into mind, $1 million. And I thought, now how can I get away with this? And I was trying to think of, something that everybody would buy into. And I remembered that Bill Ruger had a goal to make 1 million guns, and he never quite achieved it. I think he got over 900,000 once, but he never made 1 million. And of course, we hadn't either subsequent to Bill Ruger. So I set that as just a big, hard to reach goal, and we'd do $1 a gun, and that way we'd have an excuse if we were successful to give the NRA ILA $1 million for the upcoming political challenge. And it turned out to be so successful, it was obvious we were going to make the goal, and we were only halfway through the period. So we raised the goal to $1.2 million, and in the end, we did $1,273,000.
Well, as much as I'd like to take credit for the first one, this was Mike Pfeiffer. These were our friends at Ruger who saw the challenge that we were all facing as gun owners and wanted to step up as a company, step up as individuals, and really issue a challenge to fellow gun owners to participate in the process, to stand together. And as you know, that's how we win. We stand together and we win, or we stand separately and we lose. So this was a great effort by our friends at Ruger to really step up and raise the bar to a whole nother level.
In addition to enjoying huge sales that year, it was far more successful than I ever anticipated because it got our consumer base really energized and all our employees really energized. When they started wearing million gun t-shirts, and then there was a t-shirt with a big slash through that and 1.2 million gun challenge written across it, and they loved it. Everybody in the whole company got pumped up, and we couldn't have done it without all the consumers stepping up and helping us. And we asked them to. We said, here, we've got this big goal, help us reach the goal. And I think they like that.
Well, we had no expectations going into this. This literally was an organic effort by our friends at Ruger who really saw the challenge out there, saw what we were all facing as gun owners, and wanted to step up and do something different, wanted to step up and do something unique. So this was a real surprise, a pleasant surprise, obviously, to the National Rifle Association and to NRA ILA, and needless to say, it blew all of our expectations.
Well, flash forward 4 years from the first million gun challenge, and we're back to another presidential election cycle. So we've got a big political fight on our hands to preserve our rights. And so I was listening to Wayne LaPierre and Chris Cox again at the 2015 annual meetings, and I heard them talk about the success they had in influencing the 2014 elections, and their whole budget was only $35 million. And someone in the audience asked, what's your budget for 2016? And they said, well, if we can do it, we'd like to be able to spend $50 million. And I immediately thought, well, Ruger can make a big difference here. We could contribute a big chunk of that money. And I thought, okay, now how are we going to do it? And we've already done the million gun challenge. What are we going to do next? Let's do 2 million guns, and let's do $2 a gun. That's 4 million. And then maybe our distributors will jump in. Maybe we can make 5 million. We could, just Ruger alone could do 10% of the NRA's budget for the upcoming fight. And that's our goal. The big challenge in getting to 2 million guns in a year isn't manufacturing capacity. We can add that. We can do the investment in equipment, and the folks will work all the overtime needed to get us there. The big challenge is coming up with enough exciting new products to get the consumer base energized and frankly to give them an excuse to buy just one more gun. And I think we can do that. Since the last million gun challenge, we've come out with 31 new products, and we've got a few more in the pipeline that I think will get folks excited. I was frankly surprised when I look back at the list of the new products we developed since the Million Gun Challenge. But they include some exciting ones like the SR762, the new AR556, the Ruger American rimfire rifle, the 1022 Takedown. That's a fun gun. So we've got a lot of exciting new products since the last challenge that I think people will enjoy buying, and we've got a few more that I can't say what they are just yet, but we've got a few more good ones coming. The most important thing that I think can come out of this 2 million gun challenge isn't whether we achieve the $2 million or our donation is $3.5 million or $4 million or $5 million, but that working together with the NRA, we're able to achieve victory in the 2016 elections, that we end up with a president and Congress that respect and support our rights to firearms, that aren't constantly attacking us or trying to undermine us like we've had for the last 8 years. That's what we want to achieve.
I've been with the National Rifle Association for over 20 years now, and I believe with all my heart that we face the most well-funded and well-coordinated attack on this freedom in the history of our country. So what we do over the next 18 months will really determine the type of country not only that we live in, but our kids live in. So how important are these funds? I think they're critical not only to this freedom, but putting this country on the right path moving forward. So I can't stress how important these funds are and how appreciative we are in laying out our plans to help save this country over the next 18 months.
I was at the 2011 NRA annual meeting, and I heard Wayne LaPierre and Chris Cox talk about the upcoming challenges for the 2012 presidential cycle. And I thought, we need to help. And a big round number popped into mind, $1 million. And I thought, now how can I get away with this? And I was trying to think of, something that everybody would buy into. And I remembered that Bill Ruger had